We are going live. We are live. Hello, hello. Welcome, everybody. Thank you for joining us. We are the flip side of board games. I'm Sam.
I'm Jessie.
And I have to hit the mute button because that's just the way it goes.
So we should say that again.
I forget it's unmuted. No. It's fine. I got it. It wasn't loud enough to be heard by everybody. It's just that I got to turn this off here so we don't get feedback.
Ooh, that.
That's the thing.
Got it.
So anyway, we are here. Tom is here. Hello, hello. Good to see you, Tom. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for moderating our super, our comments get off the chain, out of control, and you guys rein them in every single time. I appreciate you. So thank you for joining us. We are going to be taking a look at Junk Drawer today. Now, this is a live review. You may not be familiar with live reviews. This is what we do here on the Dice Tower because...
Nope, on the flip side.
I'm sorry, the flip side. I have to...
I'm
make...
sorry.
I am doing part-time stuff on the Dice Tower, so... I'm saying that more frequently as of late, so I apologize for that. But here on the flip side, we do things upside down and backwards. So live reviews are pretty much that. So what's the why do a live review? Well, we do live reviews because we want to also be able to give you, while we're doing the review, give you the opportunity to provide input as well. Whether you disagree with us, whether you agree with us. Either way, it's fine. Put it in the chat. We'll read it. We'll talk to it, and we'll go from there. It also provides... a way for me to cut down on the amount of editing time that I have to do for the flip side. And that's the long and the short of it.
Also, it's about community. So
Yes.
if there's anyone watching and they post and they get to chat back with you.
Yep.
So that's a super big
correct.
benefit.
Yep. If you are watching this after the stream is done,
Right.
still provide that input
put
because
those
I
comments in
read
there.
everything. I read all the comments. And if it's a comment that you're asking a question, I'll reply to it. If it's a comment that you're just providing your input, I'll flag it and say, thank you for, I'll give it a little heart on YouTube and that'll let you know that I did see what you said. So that is what this is all about. Now, what is Junk Drawer? Well, Junk Drawer is a game for 1 to 4 players, and it is produced by 25th Century Games in collaboration with
That's one.
Winsmith Games. Winsmith Games, by the way, has a really cool logo. Did you see their logo on here?
I don't know.
Check that logo out.
Oh, yeah.
That's a pretty cool logo. It's got a dude that's like going on an anvil. It just looks cool. I think it's a great logo.
I think he's actually pounding dice.
Yes, he is.
That's cool.
Yeah, but it's on an anvil. He's
on
like
an anvil.
pounding dice on an anvil.
He's
so
a
it's-
blacksmith.
Of course.
Yeah, that's cool.
Winsmith. See, get it? Get
Super cool
Get
logo.
it? So anyway, I just wanted to bring attention to that. But Junk Drawer is a collaborative project between Winsmith Games and, I had to be careful because Winsome Games is another kind of game. But anyway, Winsmith and 25th Century. It's designed by David Smith. And the art is, I wrote this down, the art is Asha Farmer, the artist. Because while this is not a wildly aesthetic game, the artwork is entirely fitting. The artwork is spot on for the theme of this game, and the graphic design works. It's functional, it's intuitive, so that's a cool thing about it. So I wanted to give props to the artist. We already mentioned the publishers. Mechanisms are, guess what mechanism is? Just what mechanisms would you give it?
I don't know the words for this.
No, just I want to see what you have to say. Come on.
Tetris-y style.
Tile placement, yes.
Okay, thank you.
That's correct. What's some of the other ones?
It's card driven.
Close. Oh, that's really close because I have to interject because card driven means something else.
Oh, okay.
Card driven is where you are playing a card out of your hand and you're using that card to do certain
Okay,
things
how
in the
would
game.
you describe this? And what are the words I'm missing?
It's actually a really simple word that you wouldn't normally think of in a board game.
Okay.
Bingo.
It's bingo?
Yeah, this is a bingo mechanism because you're going to flip over a card and everybody has to take that piece out of their thing and put it into one of the
Well, look at
quadrants
that.
of their board.
Okay.
So
it's that.
bingo, tile placement. We already talked about that. What else do you think? What are you doing within the actual quadrants? What are you doing within those things?
Placing?
Yeah.
We said tile placement. I don't know where you're trying to get me to go.
Pattern building. Building. So you're creating different patterns that have to match these things over here. I don't agree with that one, actually. I don't think you're building.
Pattern building?
Yeah, I don't think you're actually building a pattern. But within the scope of board games, it makes sense because you are trying to follow the patterns that are set out by the different scorecards out here. And then there is grid coverage. And grid coverage and pattern building are kind of the 1-2 punch of what you're actually doing on the boards. So that makes sense, yeah? Mm-hmm. That was cool. That was fun.
Making fun of Jessie.
No, I'm not making fun of Jessie. I'm just trying to see what you would think. I
don't know the words for the things.
No, it's fine. I think that I don't always like using the words that the geek uses because the geek uses words that only
gamers would know.
Gamers are going to understand. Yeah. So I wanted to see what you thought first. I wasn't trying to make fun of you.
No, I don't mind.
I wanted to see what you thought first because those are the things that are more important that will help them understand what's going on. So anyway, Tom says, hello all. Nuno Rebello is here. Hello, hello. Good to see you. Only from Jessie. Good afternoon. Only from Jessie. I don't know what that means. Again,
that would be something Jessie says. Only from Jessie.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Vanessa Garritan is here. Good afternoon. Good afternoon to you as well. Never played it, so that's cool. Vanessa says I would like to, Vanessa says I'd like to play this.
Hey,
and
Vanessa,
we get Jessie's opinion. Yes, we're going to get Jessie's opinion. Plus riveting conversations about potty words.
I'm hoping potty words don't even come up.
No,
today.
there's no. I had to take a drink there, otherwise a potty word would have come out.
Oh my goodness.
Sounds good. Polyomino. There you go. There's a word that you probably. Those are the Tetris pieces. These are called polyominoes.
Sure.
So yeah.
So
anyway,
games like Tiny Towns, or no, not Tiny Towns. Games
lots
like
of numbers. Asks, do you build a tableau in the game? Let's quiz Jessie on game terms.
You put your stuff on your own piece.
Yeah, put your stuff on your own cardboard thingy. All right, so in answering your question, lots of numbers, let's just go ahead and explain how the game plays. We'll get down to the table, and we'll pretty much help you understand.
Picture in picture?
Yeah, picture in picture. Thank you very much. All right, so this is what the game would look like with 2 players set up. Now, I say that generalistically because I don't know if... Again, I didn't redo the rules. I'm just giving you a basic idea of how the game looks set up, all right? So each player is going to have their own player board, and they are actually dual layers, so that you do actually have a barrier. They can't slide around outside of each quadrant, so that's a cool thing about it. But you each have your own player board that has these colors in each of the different quadrants, and those represent the different goal cards that are out here. You'll also, and you can choose to do 4 easies, 4 mediums, 4 hards. You can switch them up, do a couple easies, a medium and a hard. Which is what I basically set up here. And there are basic levels, so easy, medium, and then hard levels of goals. And as you can see here, you have a huge deck of goal cards that you can use. And there are basically, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Looks like there's 8 of each level of goal cards in the game. So what these goal cards are going to do are going to put a specific rule in place for scoring each of the different quadrants of your board. So down here in the green area, for example, it says cover perimeter spaces. Well, perimeter spaces are the outside spaces of each of the quadrants. So you're going to score 1 point for every space around the perimeter that's going to be covered at the end of the game for that quadrant. For this quadrant, it says don't cover the center and corner spaces. So, again, in the red section here, you don't want to cover the center, and then you don't want to cover the 4 corner spaces. But you can cover everything else. You'll score 3 points for each of those as you are, if you don't cover them up, you'll score 3 points for each. All right. Over here, create a covered rectangle. Create a covered rectangle. So for the rectangle that you create, as you can see here on the example, you'll get 1 point for every space inside that rectangle that you've created by totally covered spaces. And then down here, the hard one is you're going to score 3 points per gap of exactly 1 space. So every gap, which is like this is a gap over here of 2 spaces, but because it's exactly 1 space, it wouldn't actually score anything here. But these other gaps would score 3 points each at the end of the game if you had it. So, and that's only for the purple quadrant. So each of these 4 different quadrants will score points differently. Now, how do you place them out there? And that's where these item cards come in. So at the beginning of every round, one round consists of 4 cards played out. And so at the beginning of the round, you'll deal 4 cards out face down, and then you'll turn 1 over. So now both of us have to take our phone charger, which looks like this right here, and we have to choose one of the 4 quadrants to place this in. So let's go ahead and do that. I think I'm going to use it to cover the perimeter spaces because that gets me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points. All right, so now we've both played that one. Now we flip over the next one. So the idea here is that you have to place them in a different quadrant. Right. So now this one has to be placed in one of the other 3 quadrants. You can't place it in the one that you placed your phone charger. So now we have to take the pencil and place it somewhere. I really would love to place it in the green because that covers up some perimeter spaces for me really easily, but I can't do that. I think I'll go over into the blue area so I can start making that rectangle. Jesse's going to start puffing smoke.
I do. Because here's why. You want your board to be set up in the same way as this one.
Yep.
So my red should be in the same corner as that, because that kind of makes it easier.
It makes it easier to keep
But you're
track.
like, wait, where am I trying to go?
Yep.
That's me getting confused already.
So now we've already placed the pencil. We flip over another one, and now we have to take the keys and put them out somewhere. So the keys have a little bit of a strange shape to them. So I think maybe that covers up the center. I don't necessarily want to do that.
These pieces can be flipped any direction, though, too. They could go this way, or they could go that way.
I think I'll do that right there in the red. And then the final one, we flip over, and the sewing material looks like this. Goodness gracious. And it must be put
in the last
quadrant, which for me is the purple one. So I'm going to go ahead and place it right here because that gives me 3 points right off the bat because it has that corner space that is a gap, and it's only 1. So that starts me off in the right spot. So now these go away, and we flip over. We put out 4 more cards, and now we have to go through that once. We keep doing that until one person cannot place the item that they have to place.
Right.
Go ahead.
And on that, it's because you're filling in different quadrants at the same time. Mm-hmm. So I might have lots of room over here, but Sam doesn't have room in that quadrant, and that's the last one he has.
So if I can't place an item, or if Jessie can't place an item on our turns,
it just ends.
The game ends, and then you tabulate points based on the goal cards that are out there. Whoever has the most points is the winner.
That's literally it.
And that is all. So we come back up here, and that's how you play the game. And so to answer your question, lots of numbers, do you build a tableau in the game? Kind of, but not really, because you're not really building a tableau. You're simply populating your player board, which is different than building a tableau. All right?
Sure.
Blink, blink, blink. So doesn't quite work out that way. Yeah, game looks interesting, never played, and was genuinely asking. No worries. I assumed you were genuinely asking, which is why we just used that to head on into the game description. Let's see. Dual layer boards, very nice touch. And it's really helpful in this game to have those dual layer boards because While
Your pieces
things
kinda
will
shift.
shift inside, they never leave the quadrant that you placed
Like this
them
over
in.
here, over here.
Yeah. So I should also say, once you place something, you can't shift it around inside the quadrant later
No
on either.
movie.
Once it's done, once it's been placed, it's there for the rest of the game. You can't move them around. Love dual layer boards, Tom says. Dual layer boards are always a nice touch. Yes, they are. Do the colors matter? The only colors that matter are the ones that represent the different quadrants of your board, and each of the different colors have a pattern behind them. So it is color friendly, or color blind friendly, should I say. The green border has
Dots.
polka dots. The red border has triangles. Let me go ahead and put it down here so you can see it. The red border here has triangles. You can also see that out here as well. The blue square has stars, and the purple has stripes. So each of the different patterns makes it color friendly, colorblind friendly. So the colors don't necessarily matter. The color of the pieces also do not matter. It is just the shape. But the artwork that's on the pieces is for the theme of Junk Drawer. All right, so hopefully that answers the question. The red, blue, green.
Purple.
Where is he seeing those?
The border. Red,
No, he says red,
green.
red, green, blue, yellow. There is no yellow. Are you talking about
color of the
the
pieces?
dominant, some of the dominant pieces?
No, that doesn't matter.
No, that matters not at all. Darn, this game is very clean. Yes, that is correct. Tableaus typically contain an engine of some sort. That is correct, Vanessa. And there is no engine going here. It is just tile placement, bingo, and grid coverage. If you mimic the same plays as your opponent, it's always a draw. Low key, it's at its core a flip and right, I feel like. That is correct. That is absolute, accurate summation of what's going on here. Except you're not writing anything down.
He's doing it.
You're just taking that piece and putting it into the thing. So there's a tactile benefit to playing this game. The way in which you place tiles based on your orientation reminds me of Rome by Red Raven. That's a cool correlation. I haven't played Rome in a long time, but I do see that. On the template for scoring.
Oh. No, they're just. I think it's just art.
No. Yeah, it's just artwork. We'll go ahead and do that as well. Oh, I see. No, this out here. This is just to show the different pieces that are out there. That's all.
Right. The one thing that comes up when I frequently teach this game is people ask me, do they need to make that shape? Those.
Correct. Yes.
That's the most common question I get. Do I have to make this, use these pieces?
No.
No.
And the question is absolutely no. This is just an idea of what you can do and how you can score points with this rule in effect. Now, another thing that we need to talk about is that these points here are for playing the solo game. And so when you're playing the solo game, you're basically trying to beat these number of points for each of the different goals that are out there. So you're trying to get more than 12 points using this rule. You're trying to get more than 15 points using that rule, more than 12 using those rules. So that is a good thing. But no, these colors down here do not matter at all. It's just to differentiate between the different shapes that are out
There's
there.
the 4 colors he was talking about.
Yeah, exactly.
No, it just shows you different shapes.
You're welcome. You're welcome, Tom. All right. So without further ado, we'll go ahead and get into this. I don't think we need to say anything more about what kind of game it is. So I'll let you go first, Jessie, and we'll give our pros and cons for the game. And then after that, we'll have general discussion after that.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Pros. Everybody has a junk drawer. There isn't a single person. And it makes for a nice conversation start into a game.
Yeah.
Because everyone has a junk drawer, and the artist and the game designer really like analyzed everything that's in my junk drawer.
Exactly.
Literally, and I'm pretty sure everyone's junk drawer has these things. Like,
Right.
That is literally everyone has this.
Yes. Now, I want to say this before we continue on. She put together her pros and cons separate between
Should I not have said something?
negative.
Oh.
I didn't say that at all. I just let me finish my point, lady. She put hers together apart from mine. We did not put our heads together to put these together because my first pro is that the theme is ultimately accessible.
Absolutely.
Ultimately accessible. Everybody in the universe
Junk drawer.
has a junk drawer in their house.
And
it's probably in their kitchen.
Yes.
But there is a junk drawer in your house somewhere.
Yes. And I mean, it's really weird. We all have like almost all of us have headphones.
Cords.
Cords.
Yeah. Cords.
Or,
well, I don't know about inhalers. Maybe an inhaler.
No, the interesting thing is none of us have an inhaler. None of us use an inhaler, and I think I have one in our drawer.
Okay. An old watch. A corkscrew.
I mean,
a
it's
tape,
just
a flashlight, sunglasses, potato chip clips. You name it. And
we have
loose
these
change.
Change. Like, we literally have these things in a drawer.
Stick-em
Sticky
notes.
notes.
No, stick-em notes.
That's what our pastor called them last week, and
Stick-em
we all
notes.
laughed at him.
A USB drive. So the theme is absolutely, totally accessible.
Yeah.
And just like Jessie was saying, when we've taught this easier to understand and intuitive from that point. Okay, yeah, I get it. We're trying to organize our junk drawer.
Right.
I understand. How do we do that?
Super.
And then we can jump right to the item cards. And we're playing this game within 5 minutes usually.
Oh, yeah.
Usually it's within
Even
about
with
5 minutes.
new beginners.
Yep, with new people. So that's a good first pro. We're 1 for 1. Go ahead. What's your second one?
Super easy to teach.
Okay.
It's like 5 minutes max.
Yep.
And I'm not an amazing teacher. So, I mean, I'm a preschool teacher,
Yes.
and I'm great at that. But I'm not very good at explaining rules on games. Sometimes I get a little, I don't know, just do the thing.
Just do the thing.
So, I can explain this. I can teach it.
Yeah.
And that, for me, is a super big plus.
Yep, it is. Mine is close to that. Gameplay is simply intuitive. And I kind of reused that word from what I was
So easy.
ending on the other one. And the reason I say it's intuitive is because bingo. Who hasn't heard of bingo? I think bingo is one of those things that is just so widely known that if you say, hey, we're going to turn over a card and everybody has to put that thing into their board. Everybody's like, cool, got it. You don't have to further explain that. Well, what do you mean? You know, nobody is like that. That we've run into, at least. I know that this is largely experiential, but on the other side of that, it's also intuitive because scoring is right in front of you, and it's always right in front of you. The entire game, the goals and how you're going to score points are right in front of your face, which makes everything else about the game intuitive.
These aren't hidden.
Nope.
They're right on the table.
That's correct.
So that's nice.
Absolutely. All right, so we were close. We're kind of like 1.5 for 2.
Sure.
Next one.
It's a fast game,
Yeah.
which can be a real benefit.
Yes.
I'm not getting into a 3-hour game. No
Brian.
offense to anybody, or Brian. But it is a fast game.
Yes.
And that's a big plus for me. It's a
Yes.
fast play. It's a fast learn. So two for 2.
My fourth pro was that it's fast.
Yeah. See?
But my caveat to that is that it's faster than you think it's going to
Oh,
be.
yeah. It is so much.
Because it's reliant upon one person and only one person not being able to put one of their pieces into their board. And if that happens, the game is over. It will end much quicker than you think it will. So you have to score as many points from the very beginning of the game as you possibly can. Otherwise, you're going to get left high and dry.
Right. Right.
So, okay, so we're 2.5 for 3 now.
Sure.
2.5 for 3. What was the other note? Did you have another pro?
No, that was all really. I did that.
Okay, well, my last pro, my third pro, but the last one is component quality.
Oh, yeah.
I think for the amount of money that you pay for this,
yeah.
and I don't remember exactly how much it is. I don't have that memorized, but I would imagine. Now I have to
look it up on Amazon. I know it was there.
Now I have to look it up.
Yeah, that's a really good point. These are nice pieces. The art, like you said, is really nice on them.
Okay, on Amazon, which
I think it was
isn't
23.
always a best thing, but on Amazon it looks like
23?
38.
38. All right.
Yeah, but that's from Amazon.com. That's probably expensive. I'll put it that way. You could probably find it some other place cheaper. But anyway, I would say 25 to 30 bucks. Mm-hmm. The component quality is great.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Dual layered boards.
Double-sided pictures on these.
Yep, double-sided tokens. The cardstock is a linen finish. It's not a very rigid. You know, some linen finishes have a very rigid feel to them. Mm-hmm. They don't have this, but there is a linen finish to these cards. So linen finished cards with very clean, very. The cardstock is a little flimsy, but not so much so that I'm like, wow, I don't think I ever want to play this game because the cards are too flimsy.
Right.
I don't go that far. And then these cards are a little bit more rigid. These are a little bit better cardstock than the item cards are. I wish they would have had the item cards be the same cardstock as this. Maybe they are, but I don't think they are. They feel a little bit more rigid. Are they pretty close?
Do feel different.
Yeah, they do feel a little bit
This one
different.
has texture.
Yeah, and these are like what you would expect linen finish cards to feel like. These have a little bit of that linen finish on it, but not much. Not much. But still, the category of game that this is, the amount of money that you pay for the game, I think the component quality is good.
I do have one other little pro.
And then this scoring pad, it's
super easy.
Thought out. They could have easily just put rows.
Yeah.
But they didn't. They decided to put the quadrants for every single player, and I think that was well thought out. So that was another positive point to my component.
I think another positive point for me is it's a multi-age game.
Ah, yeah. It's ages 8 and up. That's what the box says.
Actually, I think it says 14 and up. Doesn't it? Is that what that means?
No, that's definitely an 8.
It says 14.
I'm joking. It definitely says 14.
This is a really multi-age game.
On the Geek, I know why they put 14 on the box. If they put anything less than 14, they have to follow a different standard of rules
I get that.
for
I get
kid
that.
toy production.
No.
That's why they put 14 on the box.
I totally understand
On the
that.
Geek, they put 8+. I would definitely go with that
Yeah.
over the 14+.
It is definitely multi-age. We have taught it to
the gamut.
a large difference.
The gamut. Yep, absolutely. Mm-hmm. So that is that.
That's a pro.
Did you have any cons?
I do have one.
Uh-oh.
I do.
Dun, dun, dun.
When you are playing against a specific smart player and they recognize, oh, so I just need to make it so I can't place one item and then we score from there.
Yeah.
Versus most people are trying to score and place the items.
Yeah.
So there are those really smart players that'll be like, cool.
That's putting it nicely, by the way.
Yes. Well, I'm not going to say anything else. I'm just saying those players, they intentionally go like, oh, I'm going to place this here and this here and this here. And then the next one, I know I won't have any space for anything.
Yeah.
And it's almost like it's not that they don't care about the points. It's just that
they're trying to end the game faster than usual, so that other people can't score points while they try to score the maximum number of points.
And I have played many a game where I like Sam has said, you're like 3 rounds in, and somebody goes, I can't place it, and I find myself looking at them, going, what do you mean? Like, what do you mean you can't place it? Why can't we finish the game? What do you mean?
Vanessa says that you can find it on Boardlandia for $27.
Nice. Perfect.
So there's that. You can use Board Game Oracle for pricing. Tom said, "Thank you, Tom, for that." That's something I'll use in the future. Other people that have said lots of numbers says my whole room is a junk drawer.
Yeah. I'm not disagreeing with any of those statements.
Our junk drawer is right next to the stove and has
Yes.
been there since we moved in.
Yes.
Yes, that's where ours is
This
as well.
is.
Right
and,
in between
and I
the
bet
pantry
you have
and the
one
stove.
of these in there. I bet there is a roll of tape.
Yep, a roll of tape.
I would bet money
More
on a
than
roll of
likely.
tape.
We also have a junk drawer in the dining room. Each one has different stuff in it.
Yes.
That's usually how it is. A smart player who shall remain nameless, Tom says.
Yes. It's not I.
Piggybacking off of that, this game will lend itself, although I think the lightness of it
Yeah.
will largely combat this, but it will lend itself to analysis paralysis. But I think, because I think Dante
Right.
has been a person who has taken too long on his turn. Daphne
We
as
are
well.
not supposed to make me cough. No laughing.
Sorry. But so there is that, but I think most of that is combated by the lightness of the game and how fast the game
It
plays.
is very fast.
Usually, and we have not run into a lot of people analyzing and being paralyzed by this one at all, but the nature of the game
could.
could lean you
Sure.
that way. So that's less of a con and just more of a
Yeah,
warning.
mine's not really a con. It's just,
No, it's a
that
con.
one person.
It's a con. It's a con. And really my con kind of which is kind of strange that we're on the same wavelength here with the cons and the pros.
I know.
But the con is the game could end prematurely because someone makes a mistake. Or, like you were saying, they intentionally do it. In my opinion, that would be less of a con than this.
Right.
Because this is like, oh, I made a mistake. I should.
I was going to put that in this box.
Right.
But I put it in this box. I got confused.
Got confused, and that can prematurely end.
And
the
then you're
game.
like, done.
Right, and then you're
Yeah.
done. But, and we have also experienced this, when that happens, most of the time people will just say, let's do it again.
Yeah.
Because it's that fast.
It is fast.
It's that fast. The Geek has it up to 15 to 25 minutes.
Yeah.
And I think probably 20, 30 is a 30-minute game is going to be a long game of this
I
game.
can't imagine 30 minutes. On
30
this
minutes
game.
of
It's
this is a
fast.
long game. It's a fast game. So it has a whole lot going for it.
Yep.
Not a whole lot going against it.
Yep.
I'll put it that way.
Sure.
So my rating.
Wait, comments?
Yeah, okay.
Catch up.
Nope, nothing else. Although, one God 777, $5 again.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Just at work and listening. So thank you for doing that.
Thank
we
you
appreciate
very much.
it. Let's see. I don't think there's anything else other than that. I do want to talk about what Nuno Rebello said, that if you mimic the same play as your opponent, it will always end in a draw.
True. I don't think I have that mental capacity to look where they are placing. I get kind of focused on my board. So I'd be like, what? Why is Sam placing it in that corner? Because then I'd have to be like, in the purple box, and he went this way. So yes, I could see if you mimic everybody's play, it would end in a draw. I've never seen that
There's
happen.
a real easy fix for that. Don't mimic. Don't mimic. Don't be that dude. Or don't be that gal. Make your own decisions.
Yeah.
It is true.
Sometimes you will go, oh, I get it. I place it on the perimeter one. Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
But then you get this one, and like we both placed our perimeter ones like in the same spot. Mm-hmm. But our pencils are in totally different quadrants.
Yeah.
Totally different.
Yeah. That is correct. The only thing I want to double check, because
What do
it's
you want
just
to double check?
I'm probably getting it confused with another game. What if can you pass? I think you can't
No,
pass.
you can't pass because if you can't play, the game is over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're right.
You can't pass.
So
Nope.
yeah, there are other games like I'm specifically getting it confused with Silver and Gold.
Oh, yeah, I know
Because
something.
instead of writing in the
Right.
thing that's flipped over, you can choose just to do one somewhere.
Right. No. This you have to play.
Yep, you just have to play. Let's see here. That would be tough and complicate the game more than it needs to be. That is correct. If you're like waiting for them to make the choice and then boom, just doing whatever they do, you're really
You're not
prolonging the
playing.
game. You're not really playing anymore either. So yeah, that's true, Vanessa. Good point. Good point indeed. All right, ratings.
You go.
No, you go
I
first.
have to go.
Ladies first.
Well, you guys will not be surprised. I love this game, and I'm giving it 2 thumbs up.
2 thumbs up is correct.
Put it in your collection. It is a great gateway game. It is an easy game to teach.
Yep.
It is fun. My 17-year-old loves it.
Yep.
Plays it almost every time.
And is not a gamer.
And is not a gamer. But she
does
will
not like-
not only play this game, she will teach this game.
Yep.
And
Not a board gamer, I should say that.
yeah, she's not really a video gamer either.
She's more willing to play video games than board games.
But she will pull this out, teach it, and play it.
Yep.
And
To her friends.
to her friends, to her 17-year-old friends.
Yep.
And they will all sit and giggle and play this game.
Yep.
So
Absolutely.
I would say it's a hands 2 thumbs up because put it in your collection, in my opinion. It's easy, it's fast, it's teachable,
Mm-hmm.
and everybody has a junk drawer. I have.
Everybody.
I
It's so
have
accessible.
many. Yeah, it is accessible. It's a great word.
Super accessible.
So that's my opinion on it.
I'm going to go same route. I'm
Yes.
going to go 2 thumbs up as well. Now, I will say that my 2 thumbs up are rating it within the genre that it resides within.
Okay, valid.
It is a
Don't compare it to Blood Rage.
exactly. This is not a 2 thumbs up as the same way Blood Rage would be a 2
right,
thumbs up.
right.
But we have run in the last 2 months. We have done in the last 3 months we've done 4 game events. One of which was more of a prescribed type of game event than a regular game night.
Yeah.
But we've taken this to every single game night,
Yeah.
and I think we've played it every single time.
Yeah.
So
And I'm looking forward to bringing it to the
St.
thing we have
Paul's.
coming up with
This
St.
week.
Paul's with the kids.
Right.
Hands down, I want to teach this to the kids.
So I think that's more of a solid rating.
Yeah,
The fact that
yeah.
we've taken it to every single game event that we've taken it to, and we've played it at every single game event. I
True.
think that's more of a
True.
reasoning why it's 2 thumbs up than anything else. So a fun, approachable game with a theme everyone can relate to.
Yeah,
Exactly.
and that's exactly the thing.
Does it feel like any other games that you've played?
In doing my top games, I noticed there's quite a few of them that I like this kind of tile placement game. But I like the fact that each quadrant you're looking for a different goal. So that feels different because
Yeah.
I don't think other things like you're playing on a table, you're playing your board, you're building this space, but it doesn't have these different components. Like all 4 of these pieces are so different.
Sure.
I've played with cards where it's like almost opposite. You know, I'll have one that is perimeter and one is interior.
Yeah.
And that's I like the way that there's lots of different cards you can play and it combats it, but I don't know that there's a game directly like this. You have a lot more games that you know.
I think, I would have to really think harder about that. I would, a game that immediately comes to mind is something like, it's usually like a town building, like Tiny Towns.
Tiny Towns, but not quite.
Tiny Towns
isn't
feels-
quite.
There's a tenuous strand that connects the two because you have a confined space that you're working with.
Right.
And you're trying to maximize your benefit from that confined space. So there's a little bit of and there's polyomino shapes in Tiny Town as well. I mentioned Silver and Gold
love
earlier.
Silver and Gold.
Silver and Gold has a very similar feel to it, except that is a flip and write. You're using dry erase markers on cards that are specially made to be written on. But you are flipping over a card that everybody has to follow, so it has a lot of the same mechanisms. So Silver and Gold would be very similar to that. There was another one that just slipped my mind, but I was definitely thinking about it, and I can't remember it now. World Wonders seems like the big brother to this game because you have your own little spot.
Okay, yeah.
And you're taking those different polyomino shapes and trying to place them into your board and score the most points.
Sure.
But this is like this is like the super lightweight to World. It's nowhere near the same complexity that World Wonders has. Not that World Wonders is super difficult.
No.
But it gives that same vibe, I guess. It gives that same vibe, but that's pretty much about it. Tom says that, well, let's see. Let's go back up a little bit further. I think someone in my gaming group has it. I really want to try it now. Please do so, Vanessa. I think you'll enjoy it.
Vanessa, I think you'd like it.
Lots of numbers says this game feels like a slightly more complex version of Second Chance. I've never played Second Chance. I would definitely play this over any flippin' right. Polyominoes are more fun. I agree.
I never attacked it. Like, you know.
Tom says, I see Tiny Town similarity. Yep. Gotta go eat dinner now. You're welcome, Vanessa. See you later. And that's about it. So, I think with that, we're pretty much done.
Yeah.
This is not going to be a long, drawn-out review because we've pretty much told you what we think are all of the good things and a couple of the slightly bad things that are in there. But overall, this is a great game for your collection.
Yeah, I agree.
We think. If you're in that situation or that circumstance where you're teaching games to new people a lot, like we are, I have no qualms at all saying that this should be part of your quiver.
Right.
Because, like I said, it's accessible. The theme is like totally recognizable.
Super easy.
Gameplay is easy. They're fast, quick games. You'll probably play it 2 or 3 times in one sitting.
Yep.
And it's just that good. I think the amount of bang for your buck that you get out of this game is by itself warrants a 2 thumbs up. So
that's us.
That's pretty much it. We want to thank you guys for joining us. We're going to get on out of here. We'll see you guys and gals on the flip side.
Bye.
Take care.
When I played this game with that specific